What's up? Let's do some math today. Today, this video is going to be about transformations, the rotations. Now, rotations can be kind of tricky, but it boils down to just knowing some of the rules. Now, when we're doing rotations, we're spinning. And when you spin, you can go left to right, or you can go right to left. And we'll talk about what those are called in a second. The other thing I want to start off with is saying that everything we're going to rotate around is going to be around the origin. So we're always rotating from this point here. And so you can kind of think about this like tetherball. The 0, 0 is the pole for the tetherball, and everything's just going to be spinning around that area, one way or another. Okay? Now, speaking of the spinning, let's talk about the types of rotations we have. On one hand, we have clockwise, and that is where we spin from right to left. So like righty-tighty, if you're like doing screws. Counterclockwise is the opposite. So counterclockwise is lefty-loosey, so from right to left. Now, there's also a few other ones that we're going to do, and that's the magnitude, how much we're rotating. And we have three numbers that we have to know: 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. And what this boils down to is how many quadrants we're going to rotate. So 90 means that you're going to rotate one quadrant. 180 is 2 quadrants, and 270 is 3 quadrants. And so let's go take a quick look at this. So let's say we had a point, let's do it in red, right here, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Well, if we're going 90 degrees, it would go one quadrant this way, so that's 90 degrees. If we're going 180, we've gone 2 quadrants, so our final point will be in this quadrant somewhere. And if we're going 270 degrees, we're going 3 quadrants. And then if we're going, so this is all clockwise, if we're going counterclockwise, same thing, exact opposite. So here's 90 degrees, here's 180 degrees, and here's 270. Now what I want you to take from this is that when you rotate 180, it doesn't matter which direction. You're just going straight across like that. When we're rotating 90 or 270, 90 degrees one direction is equal to 270 the other direction. Now, that's going to come into play with our rules. So let's go to this color. So we have a couple of rules, and we'll start off with 180 degrees because that's the most straightforward one. You take your point, whatever it is, that x comma y, you keep the x and the y in the same spot, but we change the sign. That's it. That's how you rotate something 180 degrees. Now, let's talk about 90 or 270 degrees. This one's a little more complicated. So this one, you take your x, y, and your first step is to then rotate the y and the x, or to flop them. So we end up getting y comma x. We're taking the numbers and we're picking them up and moving them to a different spot. So that's how we rotate it. But there's a catch here. And the catch is it's based on each individual problem. One of the signs, so either the x or the y, will change from plus to negative or negative to positive. So, but you don't know which one until we rotate. So let's take a look at some examples and take it from there. So let's say that right here, we're going to rotate a point. Let's use this point right here. 90 degrees clockwise. So that's what that C stands for. So if we're going 90 degrees clockwise, we're going this way. Now our point, let's just call it A, is at 3, 4. So 3, 4, when we rotate it 90 degrees, the first step is to switch the 3 and the 4. So it's 4, 3. Now we're going to think down in this quadrant, which one's positive, which one's negative. The x will remain positive, but that y value is going to be negative. So it's going to be 4, -3. So 4, -3. And this is rotating the point 90 degrees. Let's clean that up a little bit. Clockwise. Now, like I said, for counterclockwise, 180 degrees, it doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. So we take this point 3, 4. 3 and 4 stay the same, and we just change the sign. So we're just jumping over this way. So -3, -4, there we go. We've rotated it 180 degrees. Now for rotating it 270 degrees, we'll go 3, 4. Again, we swap the places of it, and we'll go with negative, oops, we don't know about the sign yet. Let's go with 4, 3. Now, if we're going 270 degrees, that means we're off in this quadrant right here. We got to look at which one's positive, which one's negative. All the y values are positive, but the x value is negative. So it'll be -4, +3. And there we go. There is our rotation of 270. And so it's just about getting used to and getting comfortable with these rules for the rotation. Now we want to kick it up a notch. What we'll do is we'll take a whole shape and we'll end up rotating it. So this time let's do a different color, and let's go with rotating it 270 degrees counterclockwise. So that means we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be in this quadrant right here. So what we're going to do is focus on each point individually. So for rotating 270, make sure you can see the points. -2, 6 is going to become 6, 2. But now taking a look at the quadrant we're in, well, first of all, this quadrant is an easy quadrant because everything's positive. So everything will be positive, so we just let it be. So we go to 6, 2, and now that's one of our points. Go over here, let's take another one. Let's go with -4, 2. Again, we're just going to flop it around. So 2, 4, everything remains positive. So 2, 4, right there. Perfect. Finally, we'll take 0, 4. And again, we're going to swap the places. So it's going to be 4, 0. And everything is positive. So 4, 0 would be right there. Now we connect them. And there we go. We've rotated that shape 270 degrees counterclockwise, where we've gone from right to left. Okay? Now, just for funsies, let's go with 180 degrees. So let's rotate 180 degrees. So we can see one more example. So for this one, we're going to go directly across to, whoops, marker. There we go, to this side. So when we go -2, 6, the numbers stay in the same spot, but the signs change. So it'll be +2, -6, +2, -6 right there. -4, 2 becomes +4, -2. So +4, -2 right there. And then 0, 4 is going to become 0, -4. Now 0 is kind of an interesting case. You can't make it positive or negative. Like it is what it is. So we'll just let that one be right there. And then there we go. Connect them. And we've rotated the shape 180 degrees. And you can almost kind of see it. Imagine kind of taking the shape and rotating it here. It would look something like that. And then keep rotating it. It should look like that shape right there. So that's how we do rotations. Again, it really boils down to just knowing this information right here and being able to apply it. So good luck on your practice, and let me know if you have any questions.